Hi everyone, I've been wanting to make this video for such a long time, so I thought I'd get some notes together, get some projects around me and a cat or two and start recording. I'm primarily a knitter, but I've done a lot through the years. I've had a lot of inspiration from people, YouTube obviously, and just generally projects I've been asked to make. So I thought I wouldn't give it all away today because that would just be too long, but I think I'll give you an idea of what I'm up to at the minute and where I've got my inspiration from. And why I like these projects particularly. So this is Scooter. He's one of four. You probably see the others. They probably pop in from time to time. So let's start then. I have been watching YouTube videos for probably 10 years and I have learnt so much from so many different experienced, clever people. But so recently, watching the Wool and Wishes podcast, a lady on there was making this blanket and using up her old 4-ply by alternating and making strips and then knitting them or crocheting them together. So this is Tunisian crochet. So I started to make some strips in the summer using bits of 4-ply from various socks. Well, just any projects really. I do try and pick up, I do love colour, so I do pick up pretty colourful packs. So you can see you'll recognise that one. West Yorkshire Spinners. I've got a lot of their wool. And so I started making these, and then I thought, well, actually I've got a lot of Aran spare. But I made a lot of hats and therefore I had a lot of spare Aran around. So I decided I'd make bigger versions of these, which I've done here. These are just a few, and these are big. These are probably 6 foot plus tall, long I should say, and there's more here. I think I'm on my 7th one now. So that's the plan with those. And Tunisian crochet, aside from being a great yarn eater, I do love the flow because you don't turn the work around. You effectively just have a long crochet needle and you pull it backwards and forwards. So two passes is one row. What I'm working on, the 7th one I'm working on down here. So this is a sort of thing that you'll end up with. So I'm using 2 strands of yarn. I've got one plain, which is a brown, and then one more colourful. It's an orange, white and yellow mix, and that creates these different areas. And they do curl quite a lot, as anybody that does Tunisian crochet will know. But actually by the time you've crocheted it all together with I'm going to use a black, that obviously stops that curling at all. So that's my sort of car project. So when I'm just sat in the car doing nothing, I tend to leave one in the car, in these baskets, which you can get they're really affordable. They're really easy. You can just close it up and take it away wherever you like, and I love it because you can fit actually quite a lot in there. So it's all together, and it has these little pockets on the side just for stitch markers, extra needles, anything you might need. So that's one of the things I'm working on at the minute. The main thing I'm working on is, a little while ago a friend of mine asked me to make her a jumper, and she'd asked a couple of people. I think they pretty much said no, so I said yes, because I've made her things before and she actually really appreciates it. Some people just really are knit worthy, and she really is. So I'll show you what it looks like in the picture first. She ordered the wool and the pattern from Norway. It didn't take very long to come, and it is Norwegian lamb's wool, and so this is what she's asked me to make, which is lovely. Yeah, so I'll show you where I am. So I've just finished the body. Oh, before I say that, I did order one of these. I can't show it too well because of the patterns on there, but they've got magnetic strips, so whichever row you're on, you can move them, and they're also held at the top as well with little magnets. That is invaluable. So far what we have is the body. So this is where I am so far. You can see there's a lovely pattern up the side. That's where the seam would normally be, but obviously I'm knitting this in the round. There's the other side. Yeah, loving it, loving the colours. I love the fabric. The fabric, it's really an Aran, but because it has such a halo, you knit it on 6mm needles, the main body, so you've got this lovely drape, this airiness, and it's honestly coming out so well. So now that's the body done, I've just started the sleeve down here, and I've only got a little way so far, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. The sleeves won't take very long. I mean, I did that in just an hour or so, so it won't take very long. I'm really looking forward to this one being finished. I think my friend is going to appreciate it so much. And the bonus is that I have the pattern, so I can do myself one if I want after, which I probably will. Probably not in that wool, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want something that expensive for myself. You know, we all do it. We all have accidents, don't we? You might put it in the wash. Somebody else might wash it for you, not dry it flat, or put it in the dryer, God forbid. And I would probably not at this point risk it for myself. But I love the pattern, and it's so easy to do. It's easy to follow. So I'm really enjoying that. I must say the first row is the hardest row. Once you've got the first row done, you know where you're going with it. You can follow the lead of those stitches. So that's a lot easier. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. So that's a bit of knitting, and there's a little bit of Tunisian crochet. So what you can probably see behind me. So in about 2014, I decided to try crochet, regular crochet. So I went on the internet and I got my needle and my hook, and I got on with it. And I really enjoy crochet because it's a different element. You're still using yarn, so you're still getting your fix of that, but it's got so many different elements to it where knitting doesn't. Knitting has its own, but crochet definitely has a lot more versatility. So on that note, really, I saw that Crystal from Bag a Day Crochet was doing a crochet-a-long, so I had to get on board. And also I do want to use up some of my yarn, because I've told myself not to buy any more yarn until I've used what I've got, although I went back on that, which you'll see in a little bit. So I started this. I'm nearly finished. I don't know why I don't just finish it. It's because I want to do everything all the time. So this is how it looks so far, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love everything about it. It has taught me so many different stitches. I'm using my own colours, so there's no colours to follow. She does say you use whatever you've got, use whatever you like. So I decided to make it quite autumnal. And that is what I'm making when I get time to sit down just in front of YouTube and just follow the crochet along, because you kind of do have to watch the videos to do it, as you can see. And it's not a written pattern per se. I think Crystal gets to the end of a row and then decides there on the spot what she wants to do next, which is great because nobody knows what's coming. I know a lot of people have finished this already. It doesn't really bother me because this is mine, and these are my colours, and nobody has these colours exactly. So and that's great. That's using up a nice lot of double knit. That's in double knit. It's using a nice lot of double knit up so that yeah, clearing stash so I can buy more stash. That's what it's about. The other thing I enjoy doing, that I should do next, is probably just socks. I've always got a pair of socks on the go. I haven't done these ends yet, of course I haven't. But yeah, the socks are so easy for me to just, whenever I just sitting down at the end of the day, or I want to watch something on TV, because obviously once you've done the toe or I start toe up, but once you've done the toe or the rib, you can just fly. How I do the toe is what I do is I start off with 8 stitches. My socks are 64 stitches total width. And I start off with 8, and then I increase each end of every row until there's 22, and then I increase each end of every other row until there's 32, and that gives me this nice rounded toe, which suits me. It might not suit everybody, but it suits me. And then you carry on as normal, and the nice thing about working it from the toe is that you can try it on. I know what size I am now, but nevertheless, might be different walls, something might feel different, but you can try it on and yeah, see what suits you. Same with going up the leg, see how long you like it. I'm going to go back quickly to that jumper. I will show you the wool that I'm using. That my friend, she bought this, like I say, she bought this and she bought the kit. These are two of the colours. And this is the brand Spinnvill Norsk lamb's wool. So it's lamb's wool and it's from Norway, and it's soft. I mean, you can feel that it's lamb's wool. You can feel that it's real wool because it does have that sort of slight roughness, but really it's absolutely a dream to work with it, and it's lovely. It makes a lovely fabric. So yeah, it's a great pattern. If you want to do something like that, it's a great pattern. This is a little bit more about that one. I think it might be backwards, but I'm sure you can make sense of that. There we are. So it's suggesting using, is it 5mm needles? 5mm needles, yeah, which would be just a bit, just a bit less than Aran, but because it's got such a halo, then yeah, it creates this lovely drape and this airiness about it, so it's not so heavy. So that's fun. I enjoy that. Going on to the next thing, I wanted to do, it was a while ago now, a bit of Fairisle. I haven't done Fairisle for quite a while, and I just wanted to try a cowl. I've seen a lot of people making these now at the moment, so especially autumn, coming up towards the cold season. So I am in the middle of, everything's tangled, this, which is going to be amazing. It's really thick because obviously using the two colours, so every block is only two colours, which is nice because it's not too much to think about, but it is giving this nice effect. And I'm trying to draw colour from the bottom one up each time so that it keeps continuity. You can see there. It's lovely. I'm looking forward to that. So where I got the inspiration from that is, I have this book. I have lots of books. And this one, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it if you haven't got it. Strange Brew. They've got some amazing, amazing designs. I mean, it gives you so much. And what I've done is I've taken some of their, let me have a look, charts, which I'm going to do quickly. I'm not using their colours, but these are the sort of, is it 12 block charts? 3, 6, 7, no, 7, 49 block charts. Some of these block charts here. I'm just incorporating them into my cowl. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I think they've got 9 block charts as well. No, but it is those. So that's where I'm taking my inspiration from anyway. It's a great book. I think everybody should have one. That just looks amazing, doesn't it? I think people forget sometimes if you're using more than one colour on the body particularly, it's actually going to be pretty warm because you got double layer. It's around the neck, bottom of the body, and this one, like the whole body. It's going to keep you pretty warm, especially if you use real wool, because obviously that's got a self-regulating way about it, so that you're not like with acrylic. It's acrylic just keeps you warm, but it doesn't regulate naturally, where wool will self-regulate temperature wise, which is why I like it. That's kind of what I've been working on at the minute. These, you know, the fabric books you can get from curtain people that sell curtain or upholstery and drapery and stuff. I had the idea, so I went in and a lady very kindly gave me one of these just for free. Just picked it up, and that was great. And I struggled to get the back off, the glues off the back. So what I did in the end, I did try ironing them, but it didn't really work. But what I did in the end is I soaked all of them. I ripped them out the main folder. I put all of them in a big bucket of water outside and left it on a day, a night, maybe a bit longer. And then all the glue, all the paper backing that's all glued on, that's so hard to get off, just fell off. Or you could easily pull it off. And so I did that, and then I hung all these over the line to dry, which they've done. And now I can't decide. I was going to make project bags out of these, or bags out of these, but then I'm like, they're a funny size. Obviously you'd have to have a different one on each side. You've got the sort of the same type of thing in a, let me show you. So you've got these little rectangles, and this would go with, for example, this one. That's great, it goes with them and that's fine. But that rectangle isn't big enough to do lining. And I'm not going to go and buy some more, because the whole point is to use up what I've got, or use what I can get for free, or as good as. So I'm not sure, but I saw somebody the other day they're making cushion covers. They're cutting all these into triangles and then making cushion covers from that. So make a mosaic, like a mosaic of all the ones that are the same sort of colour, because you've got these sets where they are the same family but they're different designs, and I think there's 4. So there's 3 and there's 4. So you've got 4 different patterns all following that same theme, and then one little, you've actually got one of those colour and one of these colour. So they all marry up, they all match, but to me, I still don't know what to do. They're not quite big enough, or I wouldn't really want to put one of these nicely designed bits of fabric for the inside of a bag, particularly. So I'm not quite sure. I'm still not sure. They must have been here for a month. And I don't know what to do with them, but I'd be grateful for any ideas, because they're lovely. We treasure them. They're our specials. So that's what they're doing, sitting there. I've got plenty of fabric. I probably started sewing, if I did crochet in 2014, I would say probably shortly after that, so maybe 15 or 16. And I made some project bags. I'm going to show you those, but not in this video, because I've got a lot of stuff I make. And I don't want this video to go on for hours. I wanted it to be kind of an introduction. Nice one there too. So that's what I'm going to do, but I'm just giving you a little insight into what these are and why they're sitting here and what I don't know what to do with them. I really have thought long and hard, but once you've used them, you've used them, so I don't want to waste them either. So they're sitting there waiting until I can decide what to do, but I might make cushion covers. I think they'd be really nice, actually. And then you could use these extra bits of the soft velvet stuff just as a triangle as part of the design. So I think that might be, I'm just edging towards that. I think that might be what I might do with those. Quite nice for getting them done quickly as well, which I like. Another thing I was going to talk to you about, so another thing that I do, hence the name Yarn Magic, is dye wool. So I love dyeing wool. I love dyeing stuff, actually. And I started dyeing wool probably 6-7 years ago. I dyed it and sold it for a while. And I've dyed some for my own use, but I don't use much, to be honest with you, because I feel like I'm doing it to sell it. That's kind of like, that's what I was doing it for. I've used a bit, but this is what, so this is, let me show you this. I dyed some orange. But I had to do it I wanted to dye enough for a jumper for me, or cardigan. And so I had to do it in 2 separate pots. And even though I use the same amount of dye and everything else, they've actually come out slightly different shades. So what I've done with this is I'm knitting alternate rows, so different, one of the balls of the darker one with one of the balls of the lighter one, and I'm getting this amazing effect. It's like a blended stripe. This is the back. This is so far. It's creased. I'm sorry, it's been sat in that project bag for a bit, but yeah, it's coming out really nice. You get some bits which are very obviously striped, and then you get some bits which are just subtle. I'm looking forward to that. I've done a back and a sleeve. I need to get back on it. It's winter again now. I've had a bit of a year, so I haven't done a massive lot of crafting of this sort of stuff. I've kind of just made do. Like I say, this year's been really difficult for me, but I'm back on track now, and I look forward to getting that done. I was gonna just, all I've got is a little bit of this left, but this is how it came up dyed. It's nice. So this is a West Yorkshire Spinner. It's just undyed wool. So I bought a few of those because I've actually done quite a lot of different colours, and some of them, especially the darker greys, when you put a colour with them, they come out so lovely and deep. And I'll show you more of them. I'll get all that together, and I'll show you more of them in another video. But I just wanted to give you an idea of who I am and what I do, and some of the projects that I've got on the go. Oh yeah, well, the video ended before I did, so I just wanted to say goodbye and thank you very much for watching. It's my first time doing this, so I know it was a little rushed. I will try and take it a bit slower next time, and I'll drag out some more of my bits to show you. Take care everybody, bye bye.